Celebratory gunfire rang out across Kabul this evening as the final U.S. military personnel left Afghanistan. Comments Unavailable General Kenneth McKenzie, commander of U.S. Central Command, confirmed that the last C-17 military transport aircraft has departed Kabul this evening. As the news emerged, numerous videos were posted on social media appearing to show Taliban fighters celebrating America's departure 20 years after it arrived. One BBC journalist in Kabul tweeted, "Nearly 20 years ago a U.S.-led invasion toppled the Taliban. In the last hour the last U.S. soldiers seem to have left a country under Taliban control. The plane was the last of dozens to depart the Hamid Karzai International Airport following a chaotic airlift which began on August 14, the day before the Taliban seized control. During that time more than 122,000 people have left the country." Speaking this evening, Gen. McKenzie confirmed that the U.S. has ended its mission in the country, which was sparked in 2001 after the 9/11 terror attacks. The chief U.S. diplomat in Afghanistan, Ross Wilson, was on the last C-17 flight out. General McKenzie said, "Tonight's withdrawal signifies both the end of the military component of the evacuation, but also the end of the nearly 20-year mission that began in Afghanistan shortly after September 11, 2001. It is a mission that brought Osama bin Laden to justice along with many of his al-Qaeda co-conspirators. The cost was $2,461 U.S. service members and civilians killed and more than 20,000 who were injured. Sadly, that includes 13 U.S. service members who were killed last week by an ISIS suicide bomber." He added, "We honor their sacrifice today as we remember their heroic accomplishments. No words from me could possibly capture the full measure of sacrifices and accomplishments of those who served, nor the emotions they're feeling at this moment, but I will say that I'm proud that both my son and I have been a part of it." The departure took place after U.S. anti-missile defenses intercepted rockets fired at Kabul's airport. Two U.S. officials said core diplomatic staff were among 6,000 Americans to have left. A U.S. official said initial reports did not indicate any American casualties from as many as 5 missiles fired on the airport. Islamic State claimed responsibility for the rocket attacks. Tomorrow's deadline for troops to leave was set by U.S. President Joe Biden, fulfilling an agreement reached with the Taliban by his predecessor, Donald Trump, to end the United States' longest war. But having failed to anticipate that the Taliban would take over the country so quickly, Washington and its NATO allies were forced into a hasty exit. They leave behind thousands of Afghans who helped Western countries and might have qualified for evacuation. The U.S. and its Western allies scrambled to save citizens of their own countries as well as translators, local embassy staff, civil rights activists, journalists and other Afghans vulnerable to reprisals. The evacuations became even more perilous and a suicide bomb attack claimed by Islamic State, enemy of both the West and the Taliban, killed 13 U.S. service members and scores of Afghans waiting by the airport gates on Thursday. The operation came to an end just hours before the mutually agreed deadline.